Hello there and welcome. As a coach who really focuses on health and longevity after 40, I talk to people every single day who feel like their body is, well, sending them new and kind of confusing signals. If your mornings have started to feel more like a battle than a fresh start, I just want you to know you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to walk through 7 really simple but powerful habits that can completely change the way you start your day.
So let's just dive right in with a really simple question. Do you wake up feeling like you're fighting gravity just to get out of bed? You know that feeling? Does that first hour of the day feel less like a fresh start and more like this slow, stiff warm-up for a race you never even signed up for? If you're nodding along right now, I promise you, you are not alone.
And these feelings, they're so common. That morning stiffness in your back or maybe your knees, that persistent brain fog that even a strong coffee can't seem to cut through, or maybe just feeling like you didn't even sleep at all, even after 8 hours. These things aren't just in your head. They're real physical experiences that so many of us start to notice right around this stage of life.
But here's the most important thing I'm going to say today, and I really want this to land. This is not a life sentence of just getting old. That's a myth. It's not a sign that you're in some kind of inevitable decline. Nope. It is simply a signal from your body that its rulebook has changed. It has new requirements for feeling its best, and our job is just to learn them and respond.
So, let's get into why mornings suddenly feel so different. Because honestly, understanding the why is the very first step to reclaiming your energy and your movement. There are some quiet, background changes happening inside our bodies that are setting the stage for how we feel the moment we wake up.
The big one is a process called sarcopenia. It sounds complicated, I know, but it's really not. It's just the gradual, natural loss of muscle mass that starts around our 30s and picks up a little speed after 40. I want you to think of your muscles as the supportive scaffolding for your joints. With a little less muscle, there's more stress on your cartilage and ligaments. Plus, since muscle is a super active tissue, losing some naturally slows down your metabolism a bit. And really, it's a full picture change. Our metabolism and our hormones are shifting. The very tissues that cushion our joints are becoming a little less elastic. And yeah, our body's ability to bounce back from a tough workout or even just a poor night's sleep isn't quite what it used to be. And if you have a desk job like so many of us do, all that prolonged sitting just kind of pours fuel on the fire of morning stiffness.
Okay, so now that we get the why, let's get to the good stuff, the what. The most powerful antidote to morning stiffness is gentle, intentional movement. And I'm not talking about a high-intensity workout here. We're talking about a simple 2-part routine to basically lubricate your joints and wake up your body.
First up is what I like to call joint lube, or daily joint hygiene. We're doing something called controlled articular rotations, or CARs for short. All that means is we're taking each of your major joints, your neck, your shoulders, your hips, your ankles, through their full comfortable range of motion. This simple act stimulates the production of synovial fluid, which is your body's natural joint lubricant. It's literally like giving your joints a morning oil change in just 3 minutes. Next up is the resting squat. And I want to be super clear about this. This is not an exercise in the gym sense. You don't need a barbell, just use a countertop or a door frame for support. The whole goal is to simply spend 2 minutes in the bottom of a deep squat position, letting gravity gently open up your hips, your knees, and your ankles. This is all about reclaiming a fundamental human position.
I absolutely love this quote because it just reframed the entire idea. The deep squat isn't some crazy new fitness trend. It is the original human resting position. For thousands of years, this was how people rested and worked. We've just lost the ability because of chairs. And reclaiming it is one of the most powerful things you can possibly do for your lower body mobility and your long-term independence.
All right, so after lubricating our joints, our next goal is to set our energy levels for the entire day. This involves 2 incredibly simple habits that work directly with your internal body clock and your metabolism.
And you know what the best part is? We're talking about just 10 minutes. That's it. A single 10-minute block in your morning can have this huge outsized impact on how you feel at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It all comes down to 2 key actions. Just look at the difference here. On the left, a typical morning can leave you feeling misaligned and sluggish. But when you combine these next 2 habits, getting some morning light and taking a short walk, you literally flip every single one of those negatives into a positive. You align your body clock, you lubricate your joints, and you kickstart your metabolism for stable, all-day energy.
Your body runs on an internal 24-hour clock. It's called a circadian rhythm. And the most powerful signal to set that clock correctly is natural light, getting just a few minutes of sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning, and yet without sunglasses, tells your brain and your body, okay, it's daytime, time to be awake, alert, and energized.
And if you can combine that sunlight with a brisk 10-minute walk, you get this amazing double benefit. Walking is a fantastic, low-impact way to get your blood flowing to every part of your body. It warms up the muscles that support your joints and continues that lubrication process we started inside, especially for your hips, knees, and ankles. So, we've moved our body, we've set our energy clock, now it's time to take care of our internal state. These next 3 habits are all about managing stress, fueling our muscles, and building the kind of stability that protects us for decades to come. This is one of the fastest, most effective ways I know to calm your nervous system. It's called the physiological sigh. It's actually a pattern of breathing we do naturally when we're about to fall asleep or when we cry. But you can do it on purpose to immediately tell your brain and body to downshift out of stress and into a state of calm. And it takes all of 30 seconds. Okay, next up, let's talk fuel. To fight back against that natural muscle loss, that sarcopenia we talked about, we need to give our body the right building blocks. Starting your day with a protein-rich meal, aiming for around 20 grams or so, is absolutely critical. This not only provides the resources to maintain muscle, it also helps stabilize your blood sugar, which is key to preventing that mid-morning energy crash. And finally, a super simple but profound habit for long-term independence: balance training. You can habit stack this one by doing it while you brush your teeth. It's that easy. Just stand on one leg for 30 seconds, then switch to the other. This strengthens all the little stabilizer muscles around your ankles, knees, and hips, which is honestly one of the best forms of insurance against falls later in life.
So there you have it, our 7 habits. But you know what? None of them really matter without this final piece. The key isn't just knowing what to do, it's knowing how to actually make it stick. And that all comes down to your mindset.
If there is one single idea I want you to take away from our time together today, it is this: consistency is so much more important than perfection. Doing something small every single day is infinitely more powerful than doing a perfect hour-long routine once a week. The goal is not to be flawless. The goal is just to show up for yourself, even for just 5 minutes every single morning.
And please, I'm begging you, do not try to start all 7 of these tomorrow. That is just a recipe for overwhelm. Instead, pick one. Just one. Maybe it's the 30-second physiological sigh, or maybe it's the one-leg stand while you brush your teeth. Do that one thing until it feels totally automatic, and only then think about adding the next one.
Because it's so important to remember what we're really training for here. This isn't about hitting a certain number on the scale or looking a specific way. This is about training for your future self. It's about having the energy to play with your grandkids, the freedom to travel without pain, and the strength to live independently and vibrantly for the rest of your amazing life. So, I will leave you with this question. As you finish up here, decide on the one small, simple change that you will commit to tomorrow morning. Not next week, not next month, tomorrow. Because your future self is counting on the small, kind decisions you make today. Thank you so much for being here.